flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Smith.
Present.
Alder Hilliard. Present. Alder Hill.
Present.
Alder King.
Present.
Alder Lancaster. Present. Alder Matheson. Present. Alder Wilson. Thank you. I have a quorum.
Wes, anything with the agenda?
No changes.
We have a motion.
I make a motion we approve the agenda as written.
Second.
I have a first. I have a second. Okay, all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda's been approved.
All right. Anything on the consent agenda? Any questions, concerns, comments?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a first. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda's been approved.
All right. Next section, item number 4, citizens input. If anybody would like to give us input, feel free to step forward, tell us your name, your address, and tell us what's on your mind. You'll have a couple of minutes. If there are issues that you want to talk about and have a conversation about after the meeting, after we have this meeting, we're going to go into closed session, and once that's closed, we'll terminate this meeting. And I will stick around and have a conversation with anybody who wants to have a conversation. But
As long as you're not for.
as long as the aldermen go away, because if they're there, then it's city business, and there are certainly things that we can and can't do. So I will stay by myself, and we can have a conversation. Because the next section is just for input. It's not Q&A. I know some of you are going to have have some questions and need some answers. So I will stay behind, and for those that want to, and have a conversation with you. Now keep in mind, you're having a conversation with one individual, not the board. Beesh. All right, so everybody wants to step forward and give us their input, what's your name, your address, and tell us what you have.
You do their public hearing, that way you can ask a question.
Steve?
I'll do the public hearing.
Okay.
They have a public hearing on the, so.
Beesh. Nothing for anything else? Going once? Going twice? All right, seeing none, I will close the public input section. All right, next I'll open the public hearing for an ordinance of the city of Willard, Missouri approving a zoning change from R1 to MU for the property located at 404 Beam Street, Willard, Missouri.
Yes, sir. So we received application of this last month to change this property. Whoa, did I give you the wrong one?
That was not the one on the.
I think I gave you the wrong one.
The next slide is this.
Yep.
No, that's the wrong one.
No.
So let me. That's interesting.
It was correct in the packet.
Here we go. Let me forward this over to you guys. That is. This is a PDF, but it will do it a pinch. So the changing of 1.78 acres on 404 Beam Street from R1 to mixed use, and he should be coming up with this pretty quick. No, that's not. I don't know what happened, Wes.
We just had it.
Let me try again. I think I tried to close the top bar there and I closed it open instead.
Okay.
So I won't touch that.
Okay, so 1.27 acres, right there on 404 Bean Street. You can zoom down. Zoom down, you'll see we had public hearings on April 1st. Application was filed April 1st. It was also noticed, and we had a public hearing on the 21st before coming to the Board of Aldermen. We had no public comment. The planning commission, I since have received comment on this. You can scroll down and we'll show you where the property is. It's about the corner of Miller and Jackson Street. It's that triangle piece. Scroll down a couple more, Wes. That was just our public hearing. It's that triangle piece right there on Bean Street. It's the very end, right across from.
Across from D's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
In the church?
yep. Zoning is R1 on that. It does have commercial to the south, R1 to the north being the school. Then you have M1 and mixed use to the west. There were several concerns from the planning commission on this, especially traffic right there. The intersection is terrible, to say the least. Beam Street comes right in at the angle of the trail, and then you have Tiger Boulevard that also is further to the north just a little bit. Traffic and parking this is a very unique piece just because there's not a whole lot that can go in here for those reasons. And they specifically mentioned the sale of alcohol and tobacco. They would like the Board of Aldermen to consider those, given the location to the residents and given the location to the school. So,
Considering the liquor store's right across the street?
that's true.
And aisle 6 is right there by the other school?
Yep. And the new gas station going in also appears to be selling liquor according to their signs.
Yeah, they've had,
So we can't-
they've had Budweiser's trucks over there and said.
Well, I haven't seen a liquor license yet, so.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
they've
good.
got all their neon put in, so
Awesome.
I assumed they already had their liquor license.
Well, you didn't do a covert visit for me?
Well, they're not open yet, so no.
But since when is
No,
that
he
stuff?
means the cover where you go creeping and taking.
Oh, no, I just drive by.
Imagine the headlines. I do have an email to read. I received this week. It says, my name is Judith McCroskey. My residence is located beside 404 Beam Street. I'm writing to express my strong opposition to the proposed zoning change that would convert our residential street into a mixed-use area. This proposal will allow a variety of businesses to operate within what is currently a quiet residential neighborhood, including medical or dental offices, car lots, apartment complexes, halfway houses, and bars.
You think it's large enough for some of those mentioned?
Just the irregular shape, no, but technically she's not wrong,
Right.
you know, from what she's saying. It says, increased commercial activity has the potential to bring higher traffic volumes, noise, and in some cases, increased crime. Beam Street is a dead-end residential street and is not designed to accommodate the levels of traffic that a mixed-use development would generate. The resulting congestion and disruption would significantly impact the quality of life for residents. Additionally, homeowners on this street may experience a decline in property values if the zone change is approved. Many of us chose this neighborhood specifically for the residential neighborhood, and altering that fundamentally undermines the investment we have made in our homes. This is and should remain a residential street. I respectfully ask that you consider the impact that this decision would have on the people living there. Would you want this type of zoning change implemented on your street? Thank you for your time and consideration on this matter. So, but that's what was proposed. I'm willing to, this is a public hearing, so if we have public that wants to step up and talk.
Let's go with Steve first, and we'll work down the line.
Yep.
As Mike said, there was a public hearing last Tuesday night.
For the record, Steve, your name and address, please, just for the record.
Steve Cobb, 603 South Main.
Way 100 years from now, people will be able to look it up and see.
Well, like they'll care. Mike said we had a public
hearing last Tuesday night, and there was nobody here to oppose it. As a planning and zoning commission, we struggled with it, and I feel confident if some people had been there to oppose it, we might not have passed it. I've not discussed this with anybody, but I've since had voters' remorse. I'd like to see this tabled for a couple of weeks, and everybody here on this board drive over there and look at that. I just really am sorry that we passed that. So I would encourage the board not to change zoning, but I would like to see y'all drive over there and look at that. Thank you.
Anyone else?
You should. Take two.
All right, Elizabeth Rebold, 413 Bean Street. So currently, I see every day what traffic congestion looks like. Pedestrian traffic, hazards, the improvements that have already been made to that particular intersection. Damage has already been occurred on 2 separate occasions. Adding anything additional to that, I think would be detrimental to the safety and well-being of the residents and pedestrians, school kids. It's a concern already, even with an officer directing traffic when school dismisses. It's something that we already struggle with. And inviting any additional businesses or potential multi-housing units could make that a much larger issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, my name's Mike McCroskey. I live at 406 Bean Street. And like I say, there's of a morning, especially the school, the bringing their kids to school and the school buses. I mean, you can't get out of Bean Street onto Miller. I mean, it's just congested real bad. And the road coming in off, if you're turning off of Miller onto Bean Street, you can't, if there's another car sitting there at the stoplight, you can't get around that corner without running off in a ditch. And I've talked to 3 different guys that work for the city and asked them about it, and they said, well, they'll look into it, but nobody's done anything yet. But the street angles, so when you turn that away, you don't have much to work with, and it needs to be fixed. But anyway, and we never seen any signs posted till today. We seen a little sign on a telephone pole. You couldn't read it unless you got 5 foot from it. And I don't know if it's mailed out any notices or anything to the neighbors within 185 feet. I think that's what the rule is. But we haven't got anything, haven't seen anything. So that's my concern. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Darren Strickland, 411 Bean Street. Basically, they said it all. I mean, it's nightmare trying to get in and out of Bean Street at certain times of the day, and it just make it worse. Mine would be the first step for sale.
Anyone else?
Sean Baker, 304 Grant Street, so I'm at the end of Bean Street. They've pretty well covered most of my concerns. The street really isn't suitable for any kind of delivery truck, so if it's going to be a business dispensing anything, making the corner into it from either side is going to be challenging because of the orientation of the street. Being a nice, quiet, dead-end street, it really isn't consistent to have businesses opening at the, down at the end of our street. That's one of the advantages of that location being dead end. You don't worry about your kids bicycling, that kind of thing, because there's just no traffic, and adding traffic is something of concern. Those are pretty much all the previous discussion is my concerns as well. So.
Anyone else? Any comments from the board?
I have a question. Current congestion as it is, Grant hits Tiger Alley, but there's a fence. I'm not going to mention anything about the proposed change on the property, but would that help you guys to alleviate getting in and out if that was opened up?
No,
Absolutely not.
the
Absolutely.
congestion.
Just a question,
Yeah.
just a question.
The three schools that are there, even though timeframes are relatively and very minusculely scheduled to start, that congestion is consistent throughout the day. And when release happens, there's already issues with those students using other local parking lots to find an alternate route to get home. So I don't see development of that corner property being anything used for but a green space to help the community and reserve that for kids, walkers on the trail, something that's gonna stay reserved for a long period of time.
But you think that if you opened up Grant, they would try to use that to,
I think that
but
would
they're
be,
gonna get cog-locked over there at the intersection.
I think it'd be a much larger problem at the end of the day. When you've got that amount of traffic trying to find an alternate route, they're all going to start using it. So when that happens, even if you open up that fence, the whole entire existing fence creates a blind spot. So it's more of a safety concern at that point.
Okay.
I don't even use my back entrance to the alleyway for that reason alone.
And even during like, when they have big, like homecoming and stuff like that, people that aren't from here, they don't realize that it's not a through street. So that the traffic up and down Beam Street and thinking they can get out is nonstop during high traffic events at the stadium.
We need another sign that says dead end, not Fifth Street. Wouldn't help.
It wouldn't matter.
It still matters. But I should also add that Willard High School often has events at the football field and the track. And the only way that we are, even then, it's a weekend, it's a Sunday, whatever the case may be, special event, craft fairs, car shows, whatever it is, that congestion also creates further safety issues for pedestrians that use that trail. It's already such a significant issue that I myself, even as careful as I am, have had some very close calls because you have blind spots for people. I can't imagine increasing that rate of public safety.
Sure. Mike, is there availability to put access off Jackson to that property?
No. No, I mean, the reason for that is
Trail cuts
Trail
across.
cuts across it, yeah.
yeah, Ozark Greenways is not allowing a new connection,
Okay,
so.
those are my questions. Thoughts for workaround?
Has anybody talked to the landowner? Nobody's talked to the landowner? Any questions, any other thing from the board?
Do we have any ideas what the landowner is proposing?
That's what I was gonna ask, is do we know?
I don't know if he's got anything specific.
The landowner was proposing to build a building there. I think he's looking to sell the property. So.
All right, seeing no other comments, now I'll close the public hearing portion. And we will go to item number 6, the project manager report.
With regard to the 94 Forest Main upgrade, contractors installed out about 3,000 feet of 18-inch high-density pipe on the north end of Willard Road. He's now in the area of the entrance to advanced concrete. It'll be a little more difficult for him because that is a more traveled area. North end of Willard Road is dead end. But progress is continuing slowly there. With regards to finance, we received a transfer of funds from the EPA for request number 5, the amount of $770,327. We've now submitted partial payment request number 6 to the EPA, the amount of $550,750, and awaiting their review and approval. The payment system is working reasonably, the reimbursement with EPA. On the Meadows connection to the city of Springfield, J.D. Wallace has installed about 1,300 feet of 15-inch gravity main along Farm Road 106 and 400 feet of 8-inch gravity main along Farm Road 101. That's heading north from 106 to the lagoons to simply catch the residences who are now on the city sewer system Because our new pipe layout, the flow is reversed. And we have to get them into the new line and not use the old one, because the old line goes in lagoons. The little slow progress, they have a second rock pinnacle, had to blast for a second time, on about April 21st. And they resumed with normal excavation. On the combined financing side, closing for the sale of certificates of participation for both 94 lift station upgrade force main and replacement by Meadows Regional Division truck serve. Those transactions closed on April 12th, technically April 15th. We have the funds and deposits, trust account due tonight. So all financing is in place. Contractors doing the job. We're going to get the bills paid. And the Meadows will probably be done sometime in August. And the 94 upgrade, including the lift station, sometime in October. That's a projection right now. Any questions you may have, we'll be happy to answer.
No one? All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. We don't need more rock.
Yeah.
All right, item number 7, Holly's informed us that we don't need to read the resolution for the announcement of the election. It's already been certified by the county. You guys all know who won because you're the only ones that put in for the seats. So all we need is a motion to accept the resolution accepting the election
I'll
results.
make a motion to approve the election results.
I have a first, I have a second. Alder Hilliard,
Yes.
Alder Hill,
Yes.
Alder King,
Yes.
Alder Lancaster,
Yes.
Alder Matheson. Yes. Alder
We get to go ahead and approve ourselves?
Yes, you do.
You technically can't approve yourself, you're approved by, you're accepting it so that you can do your oath.
Seemed almost ironic. The most exciting part of that, I get to adjourn and Cena Diaz.
Cena did?
Here we go. Much better than last year's. Much better than last year's.
Yeah.
All right, next we have, oh,
Adjourn.
I'm sorry, I have to use the gavel.
We are adjourned.
We are adjourned. So now what we have is the oaths of office. For them, we're gonna do them all at once, so you guys can stand up, raise your right hands, and do it all together, but make sure you don't say each other's names.
So please raise your right hand. I, Casey Billy, and Joyce Lancaster, do hereby swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri, the provisions of all laws of the state affecting cities of this class, and the ordinances of the city, and faithfully demean myself while in office. I will execute the duties of alderman to the best of my ability, so help me God. I do.
All right. Thank you, Alderwomen. And now we can do a call to order again.
Good to call to order again.
We can do roll call.
Okay, Mayor Smith,
Present.
Alder Hilliard,
Present.
Alder Hill,
Present.
Alder King,
Present.
Alder Lancaster, Alder Matheson, Alder Wilson. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Next item of order, board needs to elect a mayor pro tem, so do we have any volunteers?
I will volunteer.
I make a motion and nominate Cassie.
I said something about names, and Casey messed it up.
Second.
Mayor pro
Before
tem.
she changes her mind.
Okay, I have Casey, and I have a first and I have a second. Alder Hilliard,
Do I vote on myself?
does that? Yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Alder Hill,
Yes.
Alder King,
Yes.
Alder Lancaster,
Absolutely.
Alder Matheson,
Yes.
But if you're hurrying, pinch it yourself.
That's just job security right
Go for it.
All right, next is nomination for representative to Planning and Zoning Commission. I know David has been sitting on that for a long time, I think.
I think Carol said she.
Carol stepped up, right? And if you're not present, you tend to get nominated for things, so.
I will nominate Carol.
Go ahead, I'll second.
Who said first?
Okay.
there. This is cutthroat.
And you seconded?
I second.
Nope,
Okay.
don't
Have a first, we have a second.
No.
Alder Billiard?
Yes.
Alder Hill?
Yes.
Alder King?
Yes.
Alder Lancaster?
Yes.
Alder Mattson? Yes. And Alder Wilson is now Lindsay.
All right. 12C Charlie, nomination of representative to Economic Development Task Force. Would anybody like to step forward on that?
I'm happy to continue with that.
All right.
Make a motion.
Casey
stays in that.
She's perfect.
I second.
Okay, I have a first, I have a second. Alder Billiard?
Yes.
Alder Hill?
Yes.
Alder King?
Yes.
Alder Lancaster?
Yes.
Alder Mattson?
Yes.
There we go. Casey, you are still it.
All right, nomination of representative to Parks and Rec Department or Board.
I will continue.
If you,
Unless you don't want me to.
no, it is. If you want to
Wow,
continue
you got
that.
excited there, didn't you?
That's right, I know you've had a really busy and tumultuous year this year. If you wanted to step aside because it was causing some psychological angst, I would step in, but that smile on your face looks like it's very.
I think it's going much better, I think.
So just keep it? All right, even better.
I'll nominate Rachel for Parks and Rec.
I have a first, I have a second. Alder Billiard?
Yes.
Alder Hill?
Yes.
Alder King?
Yes.
Alder Lancaster?
Yes.
Alder Mattson?
Yes.
There we go, Rachel is first.
And just for clarification, all of these nominations were appointments by the mayor and then approved by the board.
Even better.
It's instead of him making you guys do it, he's allowing it through. So I'm just making sure the record is clear,
That
that's
sounds an
all.
awful lot like a king making.
Yeah, you can appoint, as
All right.
long as they agree with your appointment.
Item 12, Echo, Wes, is there something you want to talk about, the alternative health insurance plan? for the
Yeah, I
city?
can give a brief introduction. I'm probably going to say this wrong. Etchik?
Right.
Okay. Etchik has presented us with an alternative health insurance option for the city that looks like an option that would save the city a little bit of money and actually give the employees benefits they can afford if they want more than just themselves enrolled. So Howard has agreed to come and kind of explain to you guys what it looks like, how it might work, some potential numbers, and then with the board's direction, Gene and I will either explore it further with a goal to maybe implement by June 1st or move on.
Have you and Gene already reviewed
We've had a look at what's been presented so far, yes.
it? And your thoughts are what?
It does look like it represents savings to the city. That it's going to be a different way of operating because we'll have to maintain our own claims fund and then there'll be a stop loss insurance, which Howard can probably explain better than I can, but it essentially caps the city's liability at a certain amount that we can determine how comfortable we are. Howard's recommending a 40,000 stop loss gap. And we would provide certain benefits up to that point. We can also customize the insurance, which was the piece that I found most compelling. For example, we could determine that Pillbox is our preferred prescription provider, so there will be additional incentives to the employee to use that, but if they don't want to use the Pillbox, then they can continue to use whomever they prefer already. It's another way to kind of keep some of the money we're spending already in the community instead of it just furthering away to Blue Cross Blue Shield or whoever. So it's a great plan. It's a great idea. It's just, you guys' comfort level with implementation.
It was kind of self-funded almost.
Yeah,
In a
partially.
way.
To a point, it's similar to what we did in Kansas. They called it a NERC plan there, where you kind of pay to a point. You have a claims administrator, so all we're doing as a city is we'll get a bill saying, hey, you pay this much for this stuff. And then at a certain point, the insurance will kick in. So if, heaven forbid, if something bad happens, the city's not on the hook for millions and millions for a heart transplant. It's just up to the 40,000.
Wes, Mayor, if you'll humor me for a minute, before we get started on the presentation, would you guys entertain doing the motion for the ordinance? So the rest of the public didn't have to go through the 45-minute.
One step ahead of you. I was gonna ask the board, since Wes and Gina have already liked what they have seen, do we need to have a hearing on a presentation to allow them to keep exploring a better alternative? Why don't we just say, go ahead and explore the better alternative?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, sir, it's not that we don't want to hear from you, but we pay these people a significant amount of money to make decisions and explore options, so I say give them the authority to do their jobs and go down the rabbit hole and see what's there. If the board agrees with me, that is. If the board would like to hear, then we will.
I agree with that.
We agree.
Look at there.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. It's a nice night out, though. They're parking.
Now, if you're interested in
What's that?
purchasing property.
If you're interested.
Is that, sounds like what we said, so yeah, we'll start talking hard numbers.
If you want,
If you want to look at material, that'd be fine.
I couldn't hear that. Oh, yes, sir. They don't need the presentation. They're letting Gina and I just kind of explore further with you, so we'll start looking at hard numbers and that'll be right. Yeah. I'll give you a call. Yes. That was it. You called me the hand up from that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
nice to see you too.
We thank Phil Locks for coming along as well.
Just came in case you had any questions. And we were late because we closed at 6.
I'm gonna leave some on my car.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you ever convinced people without opening your mouth? That's a good brag.
Hey, when you get what you want, don't ask me to
Convince me not to open my mouth. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex. Talk soon.
All right, Wes, item 13, a resolution to clarify and confirm membership in terms of the Park and Recreational Advisory Board.
So in looking at the Parks Board a little bit more closely, we realized that some of the terms hadn't been renewed, and then we've had a recent appointment that changed some of the terms, and then some of the terms picked up where other people left the board instead of serving out the remainder of the unexpired term. So the simplest solution just seemed to be with the reconvening of the new board, we would just issue a resolution clarifying exactly what term ends where, when, how. Because we're doing it in April, it kind of then makes it make sense. Every April we know we need to look at it, and it'll be nice and simple to manage going forward. So all we're asking for in this one is just a resolution to clarify and confirm the terms as set in the resolution. And it's maintaining the staggering that's necessary and all that good stuff. So it's pretty simple, easy stuff.
Some of those do not look right. I kind of talked to a couple of them. So is it set?
It won't really matter per se. We're reestablishing existing terms.
So essentially,
someone
if they have stayed in office beyond their term, the remaining of the next term that they have been serving as a holdover on still runs, because you have to stay at a situation where you are staggered, so you're not
I
re-elected.
figured the whole staggering, but I just know that those that are, says 2029, that means they're starting over again, and maybe they would be up only next year. They were thinking they were up next year. They're not.
We have significant holdover.
Okay.
This just ties it up, so they'll now be set to their 3-year terms. And if they want to continue after 3 years, they can be reappointed. But nothing was ever
And they can always
formally,
resign.
yeah, nothing was ever formally done. So now if you've got someone who resigns, who's through 2029, and they resign later this year, whoever fills that spot will fill that unexpired term, which is the way it should have been done. Instead, they were like, if they resigned in December, they got a new term beginning January for 3 years, which is not the way it's supposed to be.
Right,
So there's a lot
So
of,
that's why
there's
it
a lot
was
of
so messed
confusion.
up.
Yeah, and I kind of figured that, but it's just like some of those people that, well, even me, because I have 2029, so I'm like, well, how does that work with me being on the alders? And we do that, what, every year? Or every 2 years?
2 years. So if you lost your term as an alder, the mayor seated at that time could choose to appoint you if there's an open non-alder position, or would replace you with a qualified alder.
Okay.
All right, somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the resolution as written.
I have a first, I have a second. Alder Hilliard?
Yes.
Alder Hill?
Yes.
Alder Key?
Yes.
Alder Lancaster?
Yes.
Alder Hudson? Yes. And the resolution's passed.
You wanna read 14A, you want me to?
14A, ordinance of the City of Willard, Missouri approving the zoning change from R1 to MU for the property located at 404 Beacon Street in Willard, Missouri, first and second read.
Can this possibly be sent back for clarification on the mixed use?
You can,
Or is it
you can
passed
always,
to
you can always,
consent?
no, you can always make a motion. If you want to do something with it, you can, and then the board will vote on it.
Does make a motion, we send it back to Parks for clarification of mixed use.
D and Z.
Planning and zoning, my apologies, make a motion to send it.
Hold on a second, so send it back for clarification.
Well, clarification on what?
Like your concerns were alcohol, correct? Is that one of them? Alcohol sales or?
Well, traffic, tobacco and alcohol sales and the intersection were,
Congestive of intersection,
yeah.
yeah.
So
We
what?
can't change the intersection, right?
Not very easy.
No,
I say next time, Steve's recommendation, send it back to him.
But if we're gonna send it back, we need to send it back with direction, I mean, other
Right.
than.
So
Why
clarification,
is
The
it back?
clarification that you're wanting, Jeremy, or would it be better just to vote it down?
what clarification are you looking for?
I'm just listening to the residents. You're concerned about additional congestion. That's already congested. I don't see any mixed use there creating more. You're already so congested there. Any additional traffic is going to go in and out of that business, and knowing that it's a dead end, I honestly don't,
I think overall, knowing that there needs to be additional infrastructure surrounding Jackson Street as a whole, that land has better use to the city going forward for perhaps turn lanes. That intersection, Willard's growing, the school system is growing, that, like you said, is already a very congested area. If there's anything that adds to that, that takes away what you're capable of doing for future improvements, whether that's roadways, sidewalks, accessibility.
the city would have to purchase that from
Yes,
the landowner.
but ultimately, I don't think that the use for rezoning is something that you would want to open that up to, not just for residents, because of course I support the growth of Willard, but from a realistic standpoint, looking down the road, knowing where that's located and the issues that are already at hand, regardless of the residents on Beam Street, there's already issues traffic-wise, and those will eventually have to be solved.
Does the city currently have enough property there to enlarge that intersection with the property as it is?
Let me pull it up real quick.
I'm gonna guess probably
It would
not.
be a major engineering.
The problem is that intersection is right on the boundary of Ozark Greenways, so there's no way to expand it south.
That's,
You know,
that's
so-
the answer that I knew we were gonna hear.
What you
Greenways
do-
won't allow for expansion.
They can't more than likely, and I'll tell you why. The way that greenways work is they technically are leasing the land from the railroad company.
Right.
So they have to maintain it in a way that if the railroad one day decided to throw a new railroad in there, they can pull it all out. So it's unlikely they would offer up easements for wider roads.
To widen it and put in lights and.
So the question is never in planning and zoning best use. It's reasonable, it's compliance with your Willard comprehensive plan, and if it's for a public benefit. You want to ensure in planning that you have zonings that do not fail to coexist well. That's the whole point in planning, so you avoid any spot zoning, any opportunities that are only to one restricted area. You want it to blend well.
We have to consider the other side of the coin also, because we all talk about growth and It's an issue that we're gonna be talking about a lot in the near future, which is what the majority of Willard residents ask for on their surveys. So we also have to consider the other side of the coin of a landowner who wants to use his land for something that is being done right across the street. So if he says, well, how is this fair that the city won't let me do what they're doing across the street? They're making a good living over there. I would like to do that with my land. We also have to take that into consideration.
So here's my question.
But if I may, it's across the street.
So here's.
Exactly.
No, but it's adjacent. You are correct, and that is what you should be considering, is proximity.
Here's my question though. We don't know that this owner is going to put in a bar or something that's going to require tobacco or alcohol. Let's say it's going to be a dental office. There's not a mass amount of traffic that is required with a dental office because my dentist's office maybe has 7 cars in it in front of it on any given time. That does not create a traffic barrier. Therefore, and that also is not going to be a big problem when it comes to school time. So you have to look at it, like Troy said, from both sides.
Yes.
And while I do understand the traffic angle from living in a neighborhood, we do have to look at it from city growth. We can't just immediately assume, well, it's gonna be a bar. We don't know what it's gonna be. And that's the part that gives me a little bit of heartburn because I don't wanna just say no.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
I would say I'm strongly opposed because say, you all decide as cohesive as you can to rezone it and to grant that MU rezoning. There's no telling what that property owner is going to do.
And he will have to go through the zoning process again.
Right.
Once he decides it, it would have to pass P and Z before it gets to us.
Okay.
You know, so if it is a dentist office, then we will know what he's gonna do.
Right.
If it's a
But
strip
there's no
club,
guarantee
then we'll know.
who turns that business into something
Let-
else.
If the zone change is approved, there is no re-review.
So we won't know what,
it's
as long
approved
as it meets
mixed
the
use.
MU
Yeah.
category.
Yeah, it's zone mixed use, it doesn't come back from the board,
Okay.
So that's where he was talking about what it is.
Informational point of view, so when you ask for rezoning, you don't have to present a plan, you just request it and hope.
Correct.
Like for how, I'm just curious how a city plans around that when you don't know what the plans are. Like it's hard for anyone here to say, to plan when there is no plan presented.
Because it has to be within the MU, and so that's why we have the various categories. It is not to say, yes, you may do this, no, you may not do that. It is within this district, within this characteristic, we will allow this.
And this has also already happened once before. A chiropractor was going to build that lot 4 or 5 years ago, and it was rejected by the city for rezoning because of concerns that we're raising again.
And we open it up to the possibility of.
So Jeremy had a motion.
I had a thought.
Okay, it was not a motion.
Well,
If it was a motion, let's
my
deal
motion,
with
I
it.
don't think would be substantial to send it back after hearing everything. You
Does he
can't,
need-
it sounds like I can't.
Or was it-
No, he didn't really get to the
Okay.
motion. We were trying
All right,
to
so
make
can
him
we have a-
clarify the motion.
Can we have a motion on it?
If you're telling me, Mike, that we can't send it back,
you can do whatever
You
you
can
like.
send
we'll
You
be
can
clear
send it back.
and say that there cannot be A, B, or C.
Ye-
I mean, because if you go mixed use and it falls under
Well,
what
This
you were
isn't a
saying.
conditional use. If there was a conditional use or supplemental use, those come back, but for permission, but
So,
as long as the use is within the category.
if,
so like
sorry,
Chad's office,
yeah,
that's a mixed use.
that's mixed use, yeah.
So that is not, if there was something on that line, that's not going to cause an additional strain on a neighborhood.
But because so many different types of businesses, multifamily and housing units fall within that MU zoning capability, it doesn't prevent anyone from putting whatever they want there that's gonna fall within that category.
And what That's true.
How much land are you looking at, Mike? And what is
1.27 acres, but
So-
it's a triangle piece.
So 1.2, you are gonna have some strict regulations on what can fit there.
It's gonna be a difficult piece to put anything on,
Right.
first of all, but second of all, what I told the planning commission, if you're having heartburn with any of these things, if you're having heartburn and questions with traffic, or you're having with alcohol or tobacco or location, vote no. You know, if you're having problems with that and it's bothering you, that's your option, right?
Right.
We've heard from the public, it could fit because of the location of the other mixed use, but that doesn't mean it's the right fit for this particular property. So,
And there's no way that they would get access across their
No.
driveway.
no, greenways will not allow
crossing.
that crossing. Yeah. So, that was my advice to them. And that's my advice to you. If you're having heartburn with an aspect of it, you can refer it back to the planning commission and we can mull it over and everything like that, or you can go through with a motion. But, yeah, that's my opinion on it.
I would like to see more detail on it, but that's just
But we
because
don't
I'm
have,
nosy.
you can't.
We
I
can't.
know, that's just because I'm nosy.
Yeah, and if this was a developer coming into a mixed use, you know, where he was rezoning a mixed use, yeah, he would provide all the details. This is what the building's gonna look like, this is what the parking's gonna look like, this is what the traffic study shows, he would provide all of that. It's currently residential, yeah, so, but we don't have, yeah, so it's kind of a blank slate. So I can see the concerns on both sides, so if you're having heartburn on it, you know.
I see concerns, but I also understand where a developer is coming from. Is it large enough for multifamily? I mean, you couldn't put more than two small a little duplex there. That's what
Which
one?
What's your density?
That lot would not fit because you have to have 100 feet.
Yeah, they could
frontage,
never do
and you
more
have to
than
have, you want to meet setbacks because of the triangle piece of it.
Right.
So,
And that's ruled out just for the size.
yeah.
It's very limited because of the shape of the lot.
What other questions, everybody?
It's
We need a
hard-
motion.
It's hard to say that we want to see Willard grow and then have somebody want to do something to have the city grow and say, no, I'm sorry, you can't.
Fair point.
It's very likely moving forward that
Unless,
with our growth and why we have spent a lot of money and borrowed a lot of money for growth that people wanted. This is going to be a question that this body sees time and time again going forward. And there will probably be opposition at every point. So
So I'm going to make a motion that we approve the ordinance. And you guys can do what you like with it.
is there a second? Not yet.
I mean, you know, I don't like just less effort, but I think if it's a landowner. and-
Joyce, you just need a second. Or second or not second.
I understood the
Hold.
point.
I'm gonna second it.
Okay, we have a first, we have a motion and we have a second.
I have a first, I have a second.
First and a second. Now, vote.
No.
Can
Casey? Alder Hilliard?
Yes.
Alder Hill?
Only understanding what Mayor said about what we put a lot of time, effort, and money into, and the majority of the citizens want to see growth. And it hurts me to know what they want, but also see that. But for that, that's the only reason I have to say yes.
Alder Keane? My pencil just broke. Alder Lancaster?
Yes.
Alder Matheson?
That's not an option.
Need help?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, requires, set charge of 400.
Are we on first read?
We are, first read passed. First read passed.
No. You're 3, you got a 4, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting your 6.
Oh,
That's what I was.
Sorry. Sorry. Didn't pass.
All right. Next item, city administrator remarks.
There we go. So it's been a year since we last did our community survey, so I'm gonna ramp it up for another year. Try and get some more community sentiment in there. Last year we had, well, from memory here, I want to say about 158 responses, which isn't too terribly bad, but I would like to see better. Well, like before, we'll run it, sometime in May I'll get it kicked up. We'll run it through about September, present the findings, so I'll give us an opportunity for outreach. Gonna try, there's a USPS service I became aware of, that you can kind of pick the mail districts you wanted to go to. We'll likely scoop up some non-village people, but that way we can kind of get it out to people who don't see it on their bill and don't want to do it online, so they can actually, you know, maybe get it another way. So I'll get that out there, and then like I always say, you know, remind folks, if you'd be embarrassed for your mother to see it on there, probably don't write it on there. Just focus on constructive input. You know, we'll try to gauge that community input, make sure they're still growth orientated. If there's any other pain points they want us to focus on, it's been useful information, good intel. But like I said, I want more, not less. So you know, 40 people, 100 people in a town of 6,500 is still pretty small. So get that down. Had a question, just planting the seed here. Let me know your thoughts at a later date. But of course, data centers is something that's picking up around the country. Do we want to proactively consider how we might handle that here?
No.
Can we proactively say no?
Just say no now.
We can, but we'd have to take steps to make that a position. We can't just say no.
Then take the steps.
Okay, yeah, can we go ahead and, take those steps?
I will look at that. Just want to get your input before I assumed either way. I had a feeling I knew what you'd say, but.
It's better to make the decision before you have the request.
It is. And then the last thing I have, of course, is that awkward time of the year for me. It's my evaluation time. It's only been 2 years. So I've asked the staff for the 360 input like I did last time, and then once I have all this back, I'll email you guys, and then May 26th, we'll do a close with personnel. And, see if I'm still all right. And on that note, I think we've got some.
Do you have
Oh yes, I apologize. Caitlin is back here. She's been waiting quietly. She's our new HR coordinator. She's filled.
Stand up.
Sean is.
She's very quiet back there.
She's very quiet.
No, that's okay. I'm being quiet in the background, but it's really nice to actually see it all in action. So it's fun.
She joined us Wednesday of last week, and has found something interesting that we need to improve every day. So she's already set a high bar for herself.
Bringing everything to the 21st century.
That's right.
It's the goal.
No pressure.
No pressure. And on that, over to you, ma'am.
All right. Any unfinished business?
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are we with making sure that we have something on the books for tax revenue for weed sales?
We've never
really.
we need an ordinance.
We need an
We need an
ordinance,
ordinance,
don't we?
but it'd be good to have one before. We talked about
Before we
it.
have something open,
Yes.
don't we want to have something on the books so that we are
I
not
think it's-
targeting
I
anybody?
think it's a
We
good
already
idea.
have it on, because we. I know that we have mentioned mentioned
Wow.
this in the
We've
past, and we
mentioned
just
it.
keep putting it off, but I really feel like we need to actually get it enacted and put in
So
place.
do you want a tax, or do you wanna consider we don't want it
We
in
want
tax?
a tax, so that
We've
the
had
city
people
can
talk about
profit
it,
from
yeah.
it.
Mhm.
If we're going, because at some point, we know that somebody is very likely going to want to open a shop of some sort. I mean, look at Springfield. We would love to be able to benefit from that if somebody was going to.
Okay.
So I feel like if we go ahead and have the revenue in place before anybody ever tries, then we're not targeting somebody and
Oh,
penalizing
you
them.
don't have any, you can target. So that's not at all an issue. You just have to get the vote.
Well,
And so the question is, when do you want the vote? You have to pay for the vote at any point. It costs more doing it at an August election or November election.
Oh.
I highly recommend you do it at the April election, but we absolutely can draft that. We have, if anybody, you have 4 people going to the training by our office for the city officials training, and I think I had 3 requests after the last training. So it's a simple process. You gotta tell us what ballot you want it on, and we'll have it in front of you. But they don't get to say, oh, you're doing this just because. It's a right you have.
There you go. Eric also reminded me that I was gonna show you something.
But I would, I don't know that you guys have done any of the zoning ordinances for marijuana and any of those
I don't
restrictions.
think we have.
No, we
I remember the
I
previous.
think there was a discussion about it, but I don't think
Yeah.
it came out.
Right,
But
so
then it just
far from
kind of
school and then-
trickled
yeah.
back, and we haven't ever followed up on
I think it
any of
was talked about, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was talked about, and the decision or discussion kind of led to, if we're trying to go down this path, we're kind of saying, come on in, and
But I feel like we
Is
need
that something
to
we
have
want, and it was
the
left?
guidelines in place before anybody does try to come on in. That way, it's
Yes.
already set,
Absolutely.
and we're not trying to build the framework after the fact.
sure, oh yeah, sure.
And House Bill, I don't want to say 1926, but I could be making that up. Passed and was signed on Thursday by Governor Kehoe, which is going to bring the CBD smoke shop knockoff, but still intoxicating. They call it the Intoxicating Cannabinoid Act. Goes into effect November 26th, I think, or 14th. I can't remember when it is, but so that will pull them under that same guise of regulation. We still don't have passage yet of the 70H and the what is the other one? Crater or crab, whichever you, potato. But they will fall under that, but they're gonna fall under the guise of the marijuana, so they have to apply for the dispensary, and we already have caps on the number of dispensaries. So what that in essence is going to do is take them out of commission. And it will give you enforcement level. Primary goes to the AG's office and the highway patrol, but it does allow for municipalities to assist in that enforcement. So it will close down those shops.
So likely that several of those smoke shops will be closing down.
Yeah, because if they could qualify for a dispensary, they'd get it.
Right.
It's taking them out of that loophole. So we have a lot of creative, and I'm sure you've heard about the various agencies and ones that are finding other ways to deal with those. But yeah, they would have to have a dispensary permit or license. And I don't think you guys could have a grow. You don't have enough land anywhere that you could do a grow, so it would just be a dispensary. So we can get that to you. And then you guys can look at it, and then maybe have it as a discussion item, and then get it on, you can pass the
We
ordinances.
can pass it, we don't have to send it.
And
to
the
us.
tax you can pass, and it can be an effective date, so
Yeah.
we'll put it on for that April, as long as, I do recommend to clients, and then they say, no, we don't really want it now, so I just always ask.
Okay.
You don't have to
Everywhere
listen
makes
to me.
sense. Best bang for the buck.
Not at all.
I just remembered I was gonna show you this, I did put a note in my notes. I've been building out a little system for City of Willard, so it kinda looks familiar to something you've already seen, but this is trying to create a transparency portal for the people to look at our revenue and our books, which seems to have been something some folks have been interested in. So taking data that I'm reviewing every month, excuse the numbers, I had to put something in just to test it. But this will give people kind of a look-see at what's going on. Because I'm doing it anyway, so that's what I'm
Easily pleased, huh?
And why is the budget like that?
Huh?
Why's the budget one blank?
Because we have a this budget.
Yes, it doesn't have the data in there yet, I'm still.
Okay, but it will have the
these
year's
are all-
budget?
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, these are all funny
like she's
numbers that
looking
I
at
put in just to make it.
It's
And I'll try to make this not go, I mean, there's some glitches in it, but, and then they can search for stuff if they're curious, they can look at previous years if they're curious.
How far back are you gonna go?
10 years.
Wow.
I have the data in there already, so,
Oh,
yeah.
super.
I wanna watch the fireworks with Holly.
Right?
Yeah.
I am like that.
But I just figured this
Watch
again.
fireworks with me, please.
Rent a Holly, rent a Holly, party or you're aboard. Yeah,
Joyce
that's
was
my
laughing
extra
at us,
time.
but you and I would have a good time.
But this will give people a little insight and then by department for.
And when will this be live?
I'm trying as quick as I can, it's between every other thing, but, now I have a Caitlin, I have a bit more time. But I'm trying to get all this in there, so it's useful and usable, and then we can use it.
So impressive.
My forecasting models, again, they don't quite work.
And that interacts with the one you showed about the proposals with the parks and all that. Wow. Awesome.
Training.
That was cool. If you
Yeah,
want
don't
to
worry,
see Holly.
we didn't run out of money, I just ran out of data. It's just like copy paste, it'd be fine. And then Holly will love this, a disclaimer, look at that.
Oh, I do like this. It seems less wordy than what I would like, but.
Oh. Yeah, I wanted you to know that was coming to us, if the public are asking any questions about, we still don't know what's in your books, and they don't look at the meetings, they can look at this, it'll be on the website. So, there you go, I did appreciate it.
Yay!
Now I'm done, now shut up.
You should go to COT training if you really want to see Holly shine.
Oh, that's true, she gets
Oh my
very.
goodness. It's like rah-rah central. Just saying, you would love it. She is like the cheerleader of Sunshine Law.
Can we get a motion on item 17?
I'll make a motion that we recess the open session and open the closed session pursuant to RSMO section 610.021, subsection 1 legal and subsection 2 real estate.
Second.
I don't have to send it as the second. Okay, I have a first, I have a second. Alder Villiard?
Yes.
Alder Hill?
Yes.
Alder King?
Yes.
Alder Lancaster?
Yes.
Alder Matheson?
Yes.
And a recess.
I got to kill this. Need a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.